I see Belinda. Good now, love. Good now, Caitlin. That's like the other bubbles. Other y'all are. I was like, they're not showing up yet. Good now, Laura. Plug this phone up. And who else? I'm trying to do two things at once. Good now. We got two Lauras here. And I love this horse so much, Lila. That horsey picture just makes me happy. Good now, Anne. 4:44. Exactamente. All right. How's everyone feeling? How's your day been? What's good? What's new? What's not so new? How has the the experiment been going? Good now. Good now, Michelle. Good now, Hale. You're new here. Cool beans. I'll get you all caught up, man. No worries. Good now, Nicole. I will be here until I have got to leave for work, which is like I think 7:15 a.m. my time. Not sure your time. Let me see. You're in Australia, right? Wow. So right now is it it's 6:45 for you? It's been a pretty good day. I like it. Yep. Yeah, so it's 4:45 p.m. Your yesterday. Since you're 14 hours ahead in the future for us. Good now, Mavs. Good now, Miss Sarah. Who else is popped in? Good now to anyone in private mode, of course. This is the last day of the experiment. Well, not the last day. The last day before we share our findings. I'm going to go through. That's actually kind of crazy. I'm in your future. You're in my past. Yep. Yep. I think it's so cool. I'm going to go through like what's been going on because I know there are a couple of you, perhaps. I don't think Mavs has been here the whole time, who are probably like, I don't really know what you're doing right now. So, as y'all know, good now, Petra. I have no issues explaining and walking through everything. I'll just give it a couple minutes. I know this is probably a busy time on the app. I don't know. I imagine it might be. The beauty is replays. I always have replays. Okay. I see a new bubble. Mary Lou. Welcome in, loves. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Because this is a quick session. It's scheduled to be a quick session just because we're, just talking through the last letter. But first I'll go ahead and just walk you through everything. Let me pull this up. I reduce the size a little bit so it'll be visible. Okay. First of all, everyone, welcome to Permission to Crown Yourself. I normally just do this as a how you call it? Just a standalone workshop. But this time I decided to not only do the workshop, which is what we did on Sunday, but also to go through and apply the Crown framework. Good now, Robin. And what does that mean? First of all, let's do this. This workbook, it's not required for this experiment, but this is what we went through together on Sunday, this past Sunday. You're welcome. You can catch the replay on my Tube channel and Terra Mastery Everywhere. So on Sunday, I invited the guests, the audience, let me move that out of the way, to think about one area in your life that could use a little bit more of your attention. Relationships, whether it be internal, external relationships, boundaries, whatever it is, think about one area in your life that you feel could use some more attention. And then from there, holding that in mind, we applied the Crown framework. Good now, Alicia. Good now, Marjorie. And what does crown stand for? Let me pull this up because I know it's tiny on the screen. Let's see. Does that work? So this is what we did throughout the week, this past week. And again, good now, Sue. If you were not here all week, that's totally fine. You can catch up. You can watch the replays. You can do this at your own pace. But I asked for everyone to experiment with applying these terms or these ways of being to whatever area it was that they felt like they could use some more attention. And I asked them to keep a field journal because we are we're scientists of our own life, so we're exploring things that are probably keeping us stuck or dissatisfied or any number of things. So over the next 24 hours, the invitation is to experiment with No More Self-Abandonment. And that is really just hearing that inner voice that says, I want to say no, but I'm scared to say no. I want to say yes, but I don't, So that, how do you abandon yourself? People pleasing is a self-abandonment. Definitely. So that's the quickest and easiest way. But basically, if you have a tendency to ignore or override what it is that you actually need, because you're always putting out and not filling yourself up, then that is self-abandonment. Of course, we're going to do things for people. Like, that's what makes the world go round. We all take care of each other. However, if you're doing it at the expense of your health, mentally or physically, then there's something under that. There is potentially a fear of abandonment or something. There's something under that. If you are putting yourself out there so much and not receiving back, whether it be from you, especially from you, but also from others. My goal is for you to take care of you. So, are there any questions? I know I kind of ran through that fast. I'm happy to go through it again. Any questions about what you're doing? Has anyone else just popped in? Yeah. Good now, Melissa. Does that make sense? Yes, no, maybe so. Word. Glad you got it, Alicia. So tomorrow is going to be a great conversation because everything that has been captured, and honestly, tomorrow, over the next 24 hours, because that will be Alicia's and Lila's later today. You're trying to first determine ways I self-abandon. That is literally part of the experiment, is being able to identify that, because it's so sneaky. You got it crystal clear? Excellent. If you have time, you can still do this. It just will not have been over a period of a week. So if there is something like someone calls and they say, we want to go to dinner, and you're like, okay, great. And they're like, let's go to this restaurant. And you're like, I don't want to go to that restaurant. And you don't want to say something. You can literally apply the crown framework. Am I consciously choosing to go even though I kind of don't want to, like I know I don't want to go, but I'm going to go because blah? Or are you going because you feel obligated? That is not a fully conscious choice. And what is your responsibility if you end up there? What part of that could you have controlled? And are you annoyed, like silently annoyed because you agreed to it and you're letting that whole situation just steal your energy? And sometimes worthiness is behind being afraid to say no, or lack of worthiness. So yeah, you can apply it at any time. Northern River. Alicia, it's so pretty around there. I bet it's cold down there today. I love it. Yeah, because y'all in winter. Good now, Marilyn. So basically, I need to stay away from my mom. No. No, this is your opportunity to experiment with what it looks like to be the adult that you are. I know it can be hard with our parents, but you're a grown woman. You got this. You got this. Good now, Rachel. Even if you just stick a toe in the water, like it could just be one thing, just like saying something and and be like, okay, I'm just kidding, I'm kidding. But I did it. And you consciously said I'm kidding. So you don't scare your subconscious into, running away. But yes, you do got this. And tomorrow we get to, or in the next 24 hours, we get to talk through all of it. I'm blessed it's been extra cold this winter, usually mild, but this year has been cold and you're not used to it. Cool beans. Yeah, we had a crazy winter here. And a pretty warm summer too. Any thoughts, questions? Anyone new here and like, what the heck are you talking about? I will be happy to go through it again. It's not a problema. Good now, Nadine. What a great picture. So over in the next 24 hours, the last session, we are going to talk about what has been learnt over this past week, and also identify any areas that there's still a challenge with, any struggles with, and we will probably do some energy work around that so that it becomes less of a challenge. You new here? Sounds interesting. Awesome, Sue. Were you here when I went through the whole thing? Because if not, I'll go back through it. And any also replays, all of them are on my channel. If you want a copy of the workbook, you can go to my profile as well. But it's not required to do this this experiment. It just gives you things to consider. I have here on my the Good Now Way on an Insight Timer. That's what that leads you to, my Insight Timer tracks. But yes, let me know if I need to run through it again. I have no problem with that. Because what? When you win, we all win. Let's win together. Are we doing what I want this to do? No. Let's try this. How about that? Is that okay? All right. Thoughts, questions? Do I need to run through it for anyone who's recently popped in? You'll hear the thunder. I'm about to get a thunderstorm. You came in only 5 minutes ago. Oh, okay. Let's run through this. Let's do this. All right. So this is, as I was saying earlier, this is usually a workshop I do standalone. I do it in person. I've done it several times in person in this area, and I've done it a couple times here on IT. This time, I decided, why don't we apply the Crown Framework throughout the following week? So on Sunday, we went through the workbook together. Had great conversation. The invitation was to choose an area in your life that you would like to pay more attention to. Like you heard Laura's like, my relationship with how I interact with my mom is what that sounds like, because we haven't really discussed it yet, because I asked everyone just to take notes throughout the week, and then in the next session we will actually have a full-on conversation about all the things. So identify an area in your life where you're like, you know what, I'd like to do better in that area, or be better in that area, or experience that better. And then you will apply the Crown Framework to said choice. Sorry if I'm making anybody dizzy. And this is what Crown stands for. Choose consciously instead of unconsciously. A lot of times we can feel like our emotions or our feelings of obligation are what's driving our behavior. But when you take a step back and just think about what you actually want to do, if you ever asked yourself, what do I actually really want? Or do you just go do because you're so used to going doing? So if you ever take a pause and say, what do I really want? That's how you can use conscious choice. And then whatever you decide, you're welcome, love, have fun at work. Whichever way you decide, like understand what your responsibility is in that. Or if you're just thinking about when you do stuff unconsciously and then you find yourself annoyed, Like, what was your responsibility? What could you have done better, or what did you do to contribute to said situation? Usually it's not speaking up for a lot of people. And then owning your energy is choosing to not allow a circumstance dictate how you feel or experience something. Yes, we are human. No, we're not going to be happy all the time. However, once you recognize that you were hijacked with your conscious choice and responsibility, you can shift it, especially if you get in the habit of doing that before you really need it. But you can shift where your energy goes and reclaim it for yourself. And worth without permission, that's a lot of times, like I was mentioning earlier, like sometimes you'll say yes when you want to say no because you don't feel like there's a worthiness challenge within your subconscious. Like consciously, you're like, I know I'm good, but your actions show otherwise. So this is giving you permission to know that you are worthy just because you are here on this earth. You're worthy for love. You're worthy for all the good things in life. And don't let anybody make you feel bad or worthless. Or so sometimes someone gets a no and they assign that with they must not have been worthy enough. So it's just you owning your beauty and your power and your essence without requiring permission or recognition from someone else. And then no more self-abandonment. Good now, Sherry. So that really, they all work together, as you can tell. Because you're consciously choosing, you're taking responsibility for your piece in the whatever. You are reclaiming your energy. You know that you're worth it. And so, because you recognize the value of your time, your energy, you will less likely abandon yourself. At least not unconsciously. So that's what that looks like. How does that sound? Does it sound doable? In the next 24 hours, we come back here and we have a discussion on what has been gathered in your field journal. And again, you can, if you have even just a few moments in the day, you could probably even think of a scenario, even if you didn't actually get the opportunity to use the framework on something, you can probably think of a scenario and put those letters to that and kind of envision what would have been different. So if you still want to play and still have a conversation when we come back at this time in the next 24 hours. Thoughts, questions, comments? Does it all make sense? Like the sound of that. Awesome. I'm glad, Anne. Yeah. Sounds interesting. All good here. Excellent. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Just experiment. Just experimenting. Okay. Well, if there are no further questions, comments, or concerns, then I will leave you to it, dear self-scientist. Sounds good? Excellent. Thank you for doing this experiment. You're so welcome. I love creating experiments. I'm probably going to do a sleep experiment. We'll see how that goes. I may have to catch up on the replay. Not a problem, Mary Lou. Yep, if you go to my profile, click on About. You probably know this, but just in case. Click on About and you'll see the link there. And if you scroll down, you'll see the icon that you need to see. And I put the playlist, in fact, let me do this. I put the playlist, oh, not y'all, sorry. Safari, good Lord. All right, there you go. Okay, so you'll see, oh yeah, you can't see my mouse. You'll see at the top, Permission to Crown Yourself, and that's the playlist. So if you click on that, you'll have day 1 all the way, and this is today. This is us right now. So easy peasy. Easy to find. You're welcome. You've been doing a sleep experiment since leaving the retreat, really? That would be very interesting. It's even interesting to have a sleep experiment. Yeah. I'll probably do it after the retreat because I've got a sleep retreat coming up, so I'll get to learn extra things just working with people in a retreat format. I study sleep, so it's so necessary and so important. Any other questions, thoughts, comments? No more late night IT lives. Good for you. Good for you. I bet you feel better too. Sleep is good for mental, physical, emotional health. So, right? I love it. I love it. Good. The main thing the therapists and psychiatrists want to know is how is the sleep. Really? I didn't know that. Good. Yep. That is step one. When I start working with clients, that is the first thing I have them talk about is their sleep. Because if you're sleep deprived, it's hard to accomplish the other stuff. Like your brain is not going to be able to grasp and hold on, and your brain is like, okay. Because you still have all that gook in the brain from the day before. The only time the brain can do that cleansing of itself is during sleep, because during the day it's doing all the other processing that we're doing, all the other cognitive stuff. So, yeah. Any other thoughts, comments, questions, concerns? Everybody ready to do the experiment for themselves? I'd love to see what your takeaway is. Is that Miss April? It is. Good now, April. Cool. All right. Well, if you don't have any further questions, Your Honor, then I will bid you adieu. I will bid you adieu until I see you. I was kidding. So I'll be back here in the morning because we're reading The Seat of the Soul and having that beautiful discussion. It's really shaking some things up in people's lives, challenging paradigms, which is what I like to do. And then we'll be back here at 4:44 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with our experiment results. Cool? We're good? I think we're good. All right, beautiful souls. Well then, thank you. Celebrate you. Gratitude to you for continuing to show up and doing this hard, not so fun, but so very worth it work. It's really not fun. It becomes fun after a while because you recognize it sooner, right? You're like, oh, got it. Well, maybe not fun, but it's not it won't hijack you as much. All right, loves. Ready, set, letting go. Ciao. I will see you later, loves. Thank you for being here. You dozed off. When's the next last? No worries. Good for you. Get some sleep, babe. So we've got the last day of this tomorrow, 4:44 p.m. Eastern. And then, of course, in the morning of Eastern Time, 10:10 a.m. Eastern, we got the book, Seat of the Soul. So whichever one or ones you want to dabble in, I'll be there. And if, I will say, if you're tired and it's 5 p.m., don't go to sleep yet. Try to keep yourself up until you actually can go to bed. If anyone needs to take a nap, it needs to be midday. Otherwise, it can really screw up the sleep cycle. Okay, I'm off the horse of the sleep. All right, beloveds, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for popping in, taking care of yourself, and I will see you. Ciao for now, whether it's in my live or someone else's. May you all create the most amazing now moments. Until I see you next time, make every moment count, because that's all we have is this now moment. Ciao for now. And anyone who joined us or joins us later on any other platform, thank you. And I'll see you next time.